Hi, I'm Robert Resch. Welcome to the Asurface Show, where we share useful information for architects and designers, builders, developers, and industry-related professionals. I'm here today with some tools. Got a hammer and a screwdriver. The objective of today's show is to find out what stands up best against the rigors of these two objects. We're going to be testing rigid LVT. We're going to be testing 2.5 millimeter engineered floor. We're going to test dryback LVT. We're going to test laminate, and we're going to test a solid piece of hardwood. My testing measures, while not exact, should yield some interesting results. So I thought it might be a useful exercise. I don't know how this is going to shake out, but we're going to find out. First thing, we're going to test the piece of hardwood. We're going to test it for scratching. We're going to test it from direct impact. So I'm going to set this up on a piece of solid LVT here. I'm going to do 3 solid hits. And we're going to do some scratching. All right. From this example, 3 solid hits, the solid piece, some minor indentation, scratching is definitely evident. I think this held up very, very well for the direct impact. Might be hard to see that in the light. The scratching is apparent. Next one, we've got this piece of laminate. This one might snap, but we'll see how it goes. Laminate, surprising, no indentation, very little scratching. It's important to note this is an AC6 laminate. You can notice a little bit of scratching there, but it held up very, very well to the direct impact. Now, dryback 2.5 millimeter 20 mil LVT. Now you can see here the 2.5 millimeter LVT broke, and the scratching is a little bit evident, comparable to the hardwood. We'll zoom in on that in a minute. Engineered. Looks like this has a 2 millimeter wear there. Yeah, 2 millimeter. 3/8 half inch. Heavy scratching, minor indentation. Scratching, minor indentation, rigid LVT, 4.5 millimeter, 1 millimeter IXP. So there we have it. Let's do some close-ups, see what we're working with. So here we got the first piece. You can see here some denting. It's natural. It's not too bad. And this is the results of the scratch test. This is our solid piece of flooring. This laminate, this AC5 laminate, you see the testing, you can see the scratching right here. Very little indentation, can't see any really at all in there. See, it did break on the back. Understandable because it wasn't on a solid surface. Here we have the LVT. You look closely, you can see some scratching, but because this is a rather light color, scratching isn't too apparent. See the dents, indentations right here from the hammer. Here's a engineered piece, 5/8. See the scratching here, it's apparent, hammering here. And then lastly, rigid LVT. We've got no hammer marks, but you can see some apparent scratching here. So, while this test is nowhere near perfect, I think one thing that I can't stress strongly enough, the exterior surface of any of these products is critically important. If you had taken this engineered wood and used aluminum oxide on the surface, the scratching would be less apparent. If you had chosen this rigid LVT with a lighter colored surface with aluminum oxide, the scratching wouldn't be apparent. Same goes for the hardwood. Scratching looks very noticeable, but once again, it's all in the surface. What is your surface coated with? Thanks for tuning in today. If you're considering laminate, hardwood, LVT, rigid LVT, reach out, click the button below. Tell us a little bit about your project. We'll provide you with testing data, recommendations for the right product for your application. Everything from ASTM testing for hardness, scratch resistance, slip-proof ratings, any consideration that you might have, we'll send you testing data on the product. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like one of these scratched up, damaged samples, we'll be happy to send that to you as well. Take care.